Hi, I'm Alex. Have you been to court before, or maybe you're preparing to go to court? This film helps explain what to expect when going to court. We'll use a film made for hearing people to show you how a court works, and we'll use an interpreter to interpret what's going on in the film. No, not yet. Get off, you interpret later.
Oh.
There are two reasons you may need to go to court. You may be called as a witness, or appear as a defendant, meaning the police have charged you with a crime. This film will help you understand the difference. A witness is a person who has seen something happen, and they've been asked to come to court to tell what they saw. If you're a defendant, it means you have broken the law and need to go to court to defend yourself and explain what happened. If you have to go to court, a good way to prepare is to go into a courtroom before your time in court and watch what happens. If you can take an interpreter with you, even better. No, not yet. You only interpret in the courtroom later.
Oh.
Okay, let's have a look.
Silence or stand, please.
See that man who came in? He's called the magistrate. He's the boss of the courtroom. And see how everyone stood when he walked in and waited for him to sit first before they sat down? Courts have their own rituals and behaviours. Maybe you think they're a bit silly, but it's important to respect them when you're here.
Yes, I am the boss of the court. My job is to make sure that everyone gets a fair go. Could the defendant please stand? The person who's been accused of a crime is called the defendant, and the person next to him in the flashy suit is his solicitor. That's another name for lawyer. He's the one that does all the talking.
Yes, Your Honour. My job is to speak for the defendant. You see, court is complicated, so the defendant needs someone who understands what to say. For example, I ask witnesses difficult questions. I also talk about things...
Oh, that's enough talking from him. You probably know that courts have two different points of view. On one side, we have the prosecutor. The prosecutor is in the court representing the police.
I work for the police side. My job is to prove that the defendant broke the law. To do that, I call witnesses to answer questions about what they saw of the crime.
This person is the court officer. She wears a red badge that says Court Officer. And her job is to bring witnesses and defendants into court and make sure they know where to sit.
Perhaps we should bring our first witness in.
Yes, Your Honour.
Now, when I've listened to all the witnesses, I'll decide whether the defendant is guilty, they did it, or not guilty, they didn't do it.
Now, let's have a look at what you need to do to get ready for court. Hang on, you're a little bit early.
I'm so excited to be in a film.
All right. Well, you need to come with me. You're in the wrong place. Come on. Oh. Well, this certainly looks familiar. Here we have the magistrate, and over here is the court officer. Sitting over there is the defendant, and next to him is his solicitor. We also have the prosecutor over here. And sitting up here in the witness box is the witness. And you're deaf, aren't you? So, that's everyone.
What about me?
Oh, you're not important. I'm just kidding. And there is our interpreter.
Finally, I get some attention. Yes, I am the interpreter. I am often called an officer of the court. I'll interpret everything that is said, and I'll also interpret everything that is signed. Everyone needs to respect the court, so where I stand is important. I must avoid having my back to the magistrate. It's better to be in a position where he can see me clearly, and so can everyone else in the courtroom.
Okay, now let's have a look at a court in action. We'll start with the police prosecutor questioning the witness. Let's have a look. Are you ready? Ready? And you're ready?
You may begin now. Can you please tell the court your name, address, and where you work?
My name is Daisy Smith. My address is 55 Wells Street, Burwood. I'm retired. I'm not working.
Please tell us what happened on the afternoon of January 25, 2008.
My bag was stolen.
How did it happen?
I had just been shopping and I was walking home, and that man pushed me, knocked me over, and stole my bag.
How do you know who it was who stole your bag?
I can tell from his brown long hair. He was wearing a red top with yellow stripes. It was definitely him.
What direction did he push you from?
Okay, so now we've seen a bit of how a court works. It's very important that you take it seriously. Going to court is a bit like going for a job interview. It's very formal, and you need to be prepared.